What can I do to get these folks rooting for me? Building trust within your team is absolutely essential for cultivating a productive environment. And if you are sitting in the leadership seat, it is your job to cultivate that collaborative environment. And the way that you build trust with anyone is that you simply deliver. Now, here's the secret. People will always tell you what they value. You need only ask the question and create the space where they can define that which they value. As a leader, you've heard me say before that you should sit down with every member of your team to understand who they are, what's their superpower, what they would aspire to learn, what their goals are, what they care about within the organization. And once you've had those conversations, you now have a pretty good idea of what each of those people, what they really value. They value being heard. They value someone acknowledging their work. They value working side by side with someone else. They value problem solving. You should have a pretty good idea. And if you don't, then I'm going to tell you to go back and sit down and have that conversation and ask those questions specifically. So now the person has defined what they value. Now you should strategize on how you deliver on that value proposition. So let's say the person told you that they love problem solving. So now as a leader, you think about what are the big organizational problems that we have? What are the technologies that we need to integrate? What other people do we need? How do we need to retrain our workforce? What among all those problems that I see over the next 0 to 5 years, what might I be able to get this person to help me with, or actually give it to them and see how they run with it and see what they might come back with? And once you have delivered on that thing which they value, and you can find 2 or 3 other times to do that, now that person is thinking, not only did they hear me, but they are delivering on the things that I value. I trust them. If you don't believe me, just think about the people in your personal life that you trust. Maybe you're thinking about the people that are taking care of your kids. Maybe you're thinking about the folks that are looking after your parents. Maybe you're thinking about that one restaurant that you go to every time it's an important event because you know the food is outstanding and the service is impeccable. Why do you trust these people? They have delivered over and over again. And that's all you need to do as a leader with respect to your people. Then they will start to trust you. I've had the occasion of sitting at the feet of some great leaders, and frankly, not so much. And I've seen leaders who have come into an organization with no constituency at all. They were the new gal or the new guy on the block, and everybody was sort of looking at them like, let's see what this is going to be like. They were completely alone. Yet over time, as they got to know the people that they were working with on discrete assignments, and as they moved up the leadership chain, I saw more and more people standing behind that leader, willing to go the extra mile for that leader. So 5 years into it, 3 years into it, 10 years into it, that person was no longer standing alone. There were a cadre of people around them, willing to support them, rooting for them. As a leader, here's why building trust is so important. No leader can be successful if their team is not pulling for them. Your team needs to be complicit in your success. They need to want you to win. So when you're going in thinking about leading someone, you should ask yourself, what can I do to get these folks rooting for me? And the way that you will unlock that answer is to sit down with each of your people and then deliver on the things that they tell you that they value. Trust is going to be critical, especially going forward, because we are all going into unknown territory. There is an uncertain environment around whether or not there'll be another pandemic. There's geopolitical instability and unrest, frankly, around the world. There's certainly unrest right in our own country here in the United States. So we're all going into unknown territories. And in order for your teams to follow you into unknown territories, they must trust you. And the way that you can build trust is that you simply deliver. One last word for you, transparency. Transparency is a critical ingredient for trust. Now, I understand as a leader, there are some things that you cannot disclose, but to the best of your ability, you should be transparent about the things that you can be transparent about and transparent about the things that you can't. That will also engender a measure of trust. Trust is critical to building a collaborative, cooperative culture. Go get 'em.